Hi everybody, it's me, Tutor. I'm not usually on this side of the camera, but since I know a lot more about the tech stuff, I'm going to be showing you through a little studio tour. And since our friends at Elgato are sponsoring this video, it finally gave us a reason to do it. So let's look at some stuff. I can't walk that fast, okay? So I'm going to sit down. I don't know how technical to get. So a lot of people ask about how this show is run, right? The Nurse Huckleberry show is a pretty technologically advanced show. And it's only gotten more technologically advanced in the last 2 or 3 years. Clearly, you can see by all the buttons. I guess let's just start from left to right here, right? We've got all the monitors, right? And then so this right here was what Elgato gave us as a Streamdeck Studio. They gave it to us for free to test out and to use, and we have been using it. They have a whole buttons program that I haven't really delved into yet, but I have been using the companion buttons for all that. Now the other Stream Decks we did purchase. So there are 3 other Stream Deck XLs, all with different uses, right? So this one has a bunch of different folders on it for all of the different things that we do. Now if you haven't seen the show, I don't know why you're watching this video, there's all the ads. Well, OBS isn't open right now, so there's all the Otto and Rudy stuff, there's all the ads, there's the green screen stuff. Then we've got this one that has all the cameras on it. So that's all the cameras, all the zooms, all the OBSBot stuff, the redeems, and then this one has all the music, right? So it's got the fun music, it's got the chill music.
So why Stream Decks? There's a lot of options out there, and we've tried a couple.
Oh, well, let me show you. So, as you can see over here, there's kind of a loop deck. This one didn't work out that well. This one, and you know why? There's only one reason why I didn't like it, right? The software is almost identical. You can do all the same stuff. The buttons. Touch that button. You can't, I like these buttons. And the knobs are fun.
So the non-tactileness?
The non-tactileness.
You kept accidentally pushing stuff.
And you can't I don't know, it's a whole thing. So I like these buttons a lot, and even the Streamdeck Studio buttons are even softer and better, more tactile. So okay, so this is all the kind of the DIY section, right? So this is called
knobs or something.
It's called Turn Up.
Turn Up.
Turn Up. So it's basically a knobs that you can...
Yeah, click some of those buttons because it opens programs.
Right, so here you can see the knobs do stuff. So this one opens up... Should. Oh, that's set to none. Great. They're all set to none. Cool. I guess I didn't reprogram those since we had to restart install the computer. Anyway, they turn up and down stuff for sound, like the Chrome, the Stream Deck, the sound effects, which is this one, OBS browser, and then Lumia now I need to relabel. That's now Firebot, which we use on the stream. I'm just going to ramble the whole time, I guess, right?
Fine. I mean, you're editing it.
That's true, I am.
You're editing it.
I'm editing it. It's just not going to make any sense. Before we got all this stuff, the stream was 2 TV trays and a monitor on top, and I would click to do stuff like switch OBS scenes or play sound effects on iTunes. And then for Christmas, I think in 2022, maybe? Or
21.
It was 21. That was how long. Okay. Nurse got this macro keyboard that we put all the sound effects on. So it works through a program called Death Counter and Soundboard, but then the thumb keyboard software is from 1998. So it's a lot of finagling and figuring out which hotkeys do what. But now they play the noises, right? So yeah. So that's how that works. One thing that this does that Stream Decks can do, but I have set them not to, is they can, if you push a button and then push another button, it stops the old button and starts the new button. So for example, if you fart, or let's say a long one, the chimes, you just... Right, and you could do it you could push it a bunch of times if you wanted also. So that's one program that we use. I guess we can go through the rest of the programs that we use over here. So Firebot is another one that we use more recently to control all of the overlays. besides the sub and bit goal section. Before we get to while this stuff's opening on the computer, this is a semi-new addition to the stream. We had an old Yamaha mixer before, and then got talked into upgrading to Dante interfaces, which I still don't understand, but am learning slowly. And this is connected to the internet, and it has a lot of knobs and buttons, and it can connect to companion Stream Deck stuff, and like you can control the knobs remotely like that. You could set other stuff too, but it has complete companion integration and is super cool and super fun to do that. Like we have a reverb, all this voice sound effects, and it also works great for collaborating because you can send all of your noises to other people and they can hear it. Firebot is a bot, and we make all of our own edits and alerts and all of that. So that's a big creative outlet. Now let's talk computer. That's a computer. So we built this computer a couple of years ago with the help of our friend Nimmer the Future. There's nothing too crazy about it besides having the Blackmagic HDMI thing in it that has 4 HDMI outputs or inputs. You can plug in 4 cameras to it. And then it has a bunch of USBs and all that stuff. Like, I don't know if you want to look at the back of that. There's a lot of stuff back there. It's all labeled very accurately. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Are you going to talk or anything?
Oh, right. So you can see this corner's a little cramped. There's a lot of stuff over here. I think this part of the apartment was intended for dining room. So the light that we only use to hit stuff on. That's all we use it for. I don't think we even ever turn it on anymore.
No.
But definitely hit stuff on it all the time. So we've got this C-stand recently that's been a lifesaver for the footprint of tripods. Because before, this used to be 3, maybe 4 tripods right there. And then this is where the main camera goes. And then there's a secondary camera, which is what is being recorded on right now. And then there's all these lights. All right, so we talked about buttons. Now let's talk about everything else, right? So the computer, the computer itself is not super crazy. It does have a 1500 watt power supply and a 5080 graphics card, which does help with all the stuff that we have to do. But we're never running games, so I feel like that is where a lot of our processing power would go, or that's where a lot of other streaming processing power goes, so we don't have to deal with that. But, you know, the hardware is hardware, and we'll get to the cameras eventually, but let's talk storage, okay? So we use a lot of props. We use a lot of costumes and disguises and different things to help enhance the show for crowd interaction, for having fun, for different themes, and we're moving soon. We're moving to a bigger space, which is pretty crazy because we've somehow been able to fit all of our stuff here. And the amount that we're daydreaming about being able to spread out, but you know what? This is what creativity looks like, okay? This is what creativity looks like, okay? Look, that's a stunt cat. You've got Shrimp Daddy molted, I think, up there. There's a freaking robot. You know, we've got all the books. Those are just bad books for the Henry's Book Club. Then all this stuff down here. This is what the stream doesn't usually get to see, right? This storage of like random tools and random props, and then there's more over here.
Cat food.
Oh yeah, the cat food. That's just the only place it fits, man. But there's all this stuff over here too. Right? There's these drawers, and the roulette wheel. Otto's cousin staying with us for the weekend. But yeah, it's like there's all this stuff, right? And then we've gotten very good at cable management. So as you can see, there's all these cables running this way. It just goes around and across, and same on the bottom. And if we follow this one, we can start talking about cameras, right? Where does that go? That tape's been there for 5 years. There's a camera. So there are 12 cameras that we use on the show. They're not all set up right now, and one of them is being used. But this is the main camera for the green screen that is right here. And then, I mean...
What's that?
Yeah, the foot pedal, right. sometimes we'll use that. It's set for a couple of different situations, but most of the time we need more buttons, so we'll migrate one of the Stream Decks to over here with this cable right here. These are super convenient that, like, because we have this USB cable running from the computer to over here, it can work for both of those things, and it recognizes it instantaneously, and like it has different scenes you could set it up to. So like if you wanted to have this for Shay Huckleberry, for example, you just push a button and it sets to that scene, then you touch it with your foot. It's pretty, it's good. It's good stuff. Now this monitor for the green screen, it just mirrors the main monitor, the bottom right one. And then let's play a little I Spy, you know? Where are more cameras? There's a camera. There's one over there too. But wait, come with me. Let's be you for a second. Hey, what's up? I'm Nurse Huckleberry. There's Dave over there. So, cameramen here, some of them are working cameramen, some of them
Or just static.
they're just static or interns, right? So Dave here is our oldest cameraman. That's on, is on his last leg. It really is. There's a camera here. That doesn't have a name.
That was camera 2.
That's camera 2. Right, there's a camera there. And then, whoa, look at the ceiling. Is that another cable?
Don't look too hard.
There's a camera here. There it is. That camera's been there for at least 3 years. You know what?
It's doing a great job.
It's doing a great job. It's one of those, it's a Logitech C920, indestructible. Which, if we're talking brands of cameras, the ObSpot cameras are ones that we use the most of. So we have 3 ObSpot Meet 4Ks. We've got 1 ObSpot Tiny 2, and then over there is the original Tiny, right? And then the other one next to the laser is the Tail Air, which is super great because you can move it anywhere. It just works on Wi-Fi. So we take it everywhere. We find the cats around the house. You know, we use it to ride on our electronic vacuum when he needs a ride. And then if we're talking higher tech cameras, we've got this one here, which is our first big camera purchase, the Lumix GH4. And then Nurse is holding Lumix GH5. And then not plugged in right now is the newest one, Lumix GH7, which usually goes exactly where that camera is right now, but it is right behind your butt on the shelf. And that one is the best and most expensive camera that we have, but it uses a different memory card to film with, so we don't like to film with that one. You know, it uses the big one, the BS something X Express whatever thing. It's great, but for this, not necessary.
Riley, you're so well lit.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that I'm so well lit. Lights. We strung up these Philips Hue lights years ago. I know that we're not getting our deposit back. They are screwed into the wall.
A lot of screw marks.
So it goes all the way over
We're
here.
taking those.
Goes all the way over here. And then also, there's one underneath that is completely crowd controlled, goes with effects, goes through the Philips Hue bridge, works with Lumia Stream, which is just fine, works most of the time. And then there's also Firebot also works with the Philips Hue stuff. So this is plugged into a smart plug that works there. That one over there is plugged into a smart plug. And then the stove light, the bulb light, those are all smart bulbs. And then this other light that gets moved over there for the green screen, that one also gets plugged into a smart light. So they're all connected and interactive with everything, right? So that's really fun. Now you may be hearing the sweet, sultry voice that is coming to you in your ears, and that is from the microphones that we're using. We've had them for a couple of years. They're Sennheiser G4s, and they were gifted to us anonymously, which we still don't know who did it, but I'm wearing one currently. And the nice thing about those is we could plug it directly into the camera, but also they plug directly into the mixer, and they have a fun little carrying case. So here's one. That's a receiver, and here's a transmitter. They're perfect. They're indestructible. They're metal. They work super great. They sound great. And I don't know. I mean, if I was going to upgrade, I'd probably still get Sennheiser microphones. just because they're so useful. The only thing I don't like about them is that they're not rack mounted, and that's just an aesthetic thing for me. But you can, if it's not rack mounted, we can still use it with the, see, it's on top of the camera right now. It's super cool. And then we hear everything. We hear everything around the house. So basically it's a silent disco. I'm sure the cats are always very confused. But for ears, we've been using these X-Vive U4 receivers. And then this is the transmitter that goes into the mixer. So you can have, I think, up to 6 or 8 of these plugged into one of these. So we have one, we only have one extra one for a guest. They work great. So they're super low latency, and that's why we got them, because they're made to be used on stage with bands and stuff. So we can do stuff like karaoke. We can do stuff like tap along to music. I think it's 30 milliseconds or 10 to 15, right. On a good day, 10 to 15 milliseconds. And we only ever go like 20 or 30 feet away. And you know, it does kind of cut out if you go to the bathroom, but that's also through 2 walls. And I think one of those is metal, so it makes sense. But if you like go outside, you can still hear, which is crazy, the distance it can go. So really, this is really it. This is how I sit. This is how I control everything. You know.
Ooh, very close.
We've got yeah. So right now I have to watch how far the back of my head goes, because it'll go in the shot. But since we're moving, I'm so excited that we get to have. So the way that we're gonna have it set up is I'm gonna be like basically where that bookshelf is, or even a little further. So I'll never be in the way of the camera. But the cool thing is, we have this, shut up! We have this new piece of equipment that we haven't been able to use yet. My back it's healing, you guys, it's healing. All right, so this is enough, don't look in here. It's another closet that has a bunch of stuff in it, but this is what I was trying to get. So this is a gift that I'm so excited to be able to use. It's an auto. I'll pick that up later. It's an auto zoomer or focuser, right? So it like straps onto the camera, and I can use this little knob thingy like on the desk and just be like whoop, and it'll zoom from the comfort of the desk. And we also have a cage for the main camera, so that'll work out perfectly. So I've been thinking about solutions, just dreaming about solutions. There's also a bunch of other, don't worry about that. There's a unicycle, don't worry about that. But I think that covers everything about the main show. I'm sure if there are questions, you could leave them in the comments or come to the live stream and ask. I mean, we try to be as transparent as possible. I hate gatekeeping stuff. People ask what we use, I'll tell you. It's just we never get the chance to really go through it all like this. So this being a technologically advanced stream, right, we use a lot of software. You've seen the hardware, a lot of buttons. I think we calculated at one time. How many?
Like 176.
176
Actually,
buttons.
that doesn't even include these buttons.
Well, those buttons don't get used that often. I mean, there's like this button that does that. And anyway, there's a lot of questions we get because we have 2 mobile cameras that are just iPhones. Actually, you want to grab one, they're bottom drawer. They're old iPhones, right, that we use as completely mobile, wireless webcams for our show. And we do leave them plugged in most of the time because the battery life isn't super great on those old iPhones. So like we have a cable here, and the other one we put in the fridge. So it goes in the fridge, but it has an external battery just so it doesn't get, it dies. But the program that we use to make those work is called Irian Webcam, which, you know, I found this a while ago. And you can have up to 4 phones hooked up. And it's super simple. You just use it as a camera source, and it can output in 1080p, which is super great. Of course, we use the OBSBot Center software, so you can like color correct all the OBSBot cameras and also control them with like a joystick style, which is super fun. Lumia Stream, which controls the lights and can set scenes and different effects that can happen. The Dante virtual sound card, of course, is something that's very important, and I still don't know much about, so I have someone that helps me with that. When we had to reset it all, it was a wild time. And then Firebot. Firebot's a huge one. Firebot controls all the stuff for like subscriptions and bits and follows and all the channel points and Hype Train, whatever, all the stuff for Twitch. And OBS, which actually, why don't I just open OBS? Take a quick look at it, huh? Now, a lot of people have a couple of scenes, a couple of overlays, a couple of things like that. But since we have 12 cameras, we have a lot of scenes. And we make all of our own commercials, so those all have their own scenes. And I'm sure that someone will tell me that there's a more efficient way to set up OBS. And honestly, I'll be all ears. But like, you know, we look at like, I don't know if you can see the screen from here. So,
Not that part, really.
so this is our OBS, right? So then we have, these are all the scenes. But they're organized, you know, they're organized. And then they all work, right? So you can switch, right? So there's Jeff, right? And then you can see Joff behind you. So you're gonna turn on. There he is. Yeah, so there's Joff, right? So there's all those cameras set up. Everything's baked in. We use a second computer sometimes to offload some of this stuff. Like Lumia Stream, I'll have open on another computer. As long as it's open and signed in, it should work just fine. But yeah. I mean, let me know if you have any questions about any of this stuff. I'm sure I've just been rambling for the last 20 minutes, so I'm sure I missed something or spoke too long on other things. But there's just a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that we've accumulated over the years. Now let's talk about the other streams that we do, like Nerd Huckleberry, which is in the other room. It's clear across the house. Let me just make my way over there. Here we are in the Nerd Huckleberry studio. As you can see, there's another computer over here by the TV. So basically what happens here is that monitor that we use for the green screen, as you can see, it is on a very nimble and movable stand. We move that over here somewhere, sometimes to set up a table, another tripod, move everything every single time, and get it to where you want it to be for that particular activity. I know that Nerd Huckleberry will do crafts, will do advice, the games, folding laundry, could be anything really. And then there's a whole nother set of mics over here for that, a whole nother little mixer, and then this computer was also built, we built this computer, very good, great computer, lots of stuff in there that I don't care to explain, but it's, you know, it's good enough, it works. She's got her cutesy little keyboard and mouse that suck, but they look good.
Hey, those are better.
That suck, yeah, they're fine. All right,
Second monitor.
so the TV is the second monitor, right? So this TV, we got some good use out of this TV. I've had it for like 6 years. I got it on sale for like $300 in 2016. Come on.
You know that was 9 years ago, right? 2016.
Maybe it was 2017.
Well, it was when you moved, right?
I think it was
That would
2017.
have been 2018.
Maybe 2018. 2018. It's only 7 years ago. Right? And then, yeah, so that's the Nerd Huckleberry. Pretty simple over here. Pretty simple. Simple setup. Normal stream. So that is set up and broken down every time, which is another exciting thing about the moving, the new place. There'll be space for everything. A lot of stuff to be set up and left and organized and kept in a certain way. While we make our way to the third and final stream room, let's pass this way, we look at the NAS over here, which also we built. Nice little NAS. It holds all the information. It's plugged in to the network stuff. It's great. It works great. It works flawlessly. It runs on a TrueNAS scale, I think, if I remember correctly. But it's been flawless the whole time. We've been able to connect it to every single computer and phone in this house, so we could transfer files super easily. It's been very, very, very useful. Very useful. Now, follow me into the final streaming area. So this is where the magic happens. And it's our bedroom. So this is the DJ area where Duder VO, my personal Twitch channel where we DJ. Now, we've been getting a lot of stuff recently.
We?
Yeah, the royal we, of course. So, nothing's on right now, but this stream runs off of a Mac Mini M4, and that's back there. And then we got the monitors, we got the DJs, the DJ controller, We've got a looper. We've got a drum pad. With this just came in the other day, a cowbell that we can't really play in this area. It's loud. I mean, during the day, it's fine, right? But most of the time, the DJ streams at like midnight, so can't do that. How you doing, Patty? Here, why don't you take this? Fabulous. And of course, we've got all the DJ toys, the noise makers, the bongos. We've got a trampoline. We've got a kalimba. Now in here, there's a loop deck. Right? Now let me explain to you why. So basically, the loop deck is in here. Because before, I used to move a Stream Deck from in there to in here. I don't like doing that. So this accomplishes the needs of playing a couple of sound effects and changing one camera scene. And that's it. It's the only thing it's good for. Okay? And it lives in here so I don't have to move it a bunch. There's also a mixer back there and a bunch of stuff, the bunch of cables, and there's even a slider up on the top of the bookshelf that's broken. Hey, if anyone knows how to fix the slider, let me know. Because if I smack it a couple of times, the light kind of turns on. I don't know what's wrong with it. Oh, this is the iMac. So the iMac has its uses also for the show, okay? So the iMac controls the lights. So Lumia Stream is usually on this computer because it takes a lot of processing power to run Lumia Stream, so we just have it on over here. It also is plugged into the label printer. So when we print out merchandise, it's through this computer. There it is. So some of the technical specs of all the stuff over here, there's a Roland SPD SX drum pad, which I have yet to program custom things in, but I've been having fun hitting it with sticks. There's the RC505 MK2 loop station, which again, still learning how to use, but I'm great at saying balls and looping it a couple of times. DJ, the controller, I've been getting used to a little bit more. It works with Serato, so I've been figuring that out a little bit more, but timing of stuff I've been getting very good at. Don't mind that. I think that's everything, right? What did I miss? Well, I think that wraps up everything that's here. Clearly, we're running out of space, and luckily, we are moving next month to a larger space with just so much more opportunity. And as you've seen, a lot of the stuff that we have is pretty much just hodgepodge put together. Like we buy it when we need it, or it's gifted to us in one way or another, and we put it together and make it work. Or sometimes it doesn't work right away, and we save it for later. Like the Zoomy thingy, that I've been waiting to use. Now we're so excited to be able to spread out a little bit and make use of a lot more space. But clearly, we love what we do, and we have fun with what we do. And the plan is, when we set up everything in the new space, is really to use everything that we have right now, because we have everything we need. And then we'll assess if we need any new things or whatever we need at the time. But really, the jank is what I love the most. You know, the fact that
Yeah, we don't know what the new problems are yet.
No, we don't know what the new problems are. I still think one of my favorite things about the show is freaking Dave. His little $20 stand that we've had for 4 years somehow still works and does that. It's such a jittery, it's so funny. You know, he's got a mind of his own. And then, Joff is just, he sucks. He sucks at his job.
He's old.
He's old. He needs an upgrade for sure. But you know what? He's doing just fine right now. But also he's in like the worst place with this light here. If we could spread out, it'd be great. I don't know. We're just super excited, and honestly, it's a great time for us to document all of this stuff, because once we break it down and put it in boxes and move it to a new space, it's never going to be the same.
Is that like its most complete?
This is the most it's ever going to be
in this space.
In this space, and this is the most organized I think I've ever seen. Oh, I forgot about this. There's also a Twiddler here, Twiddler 4. Which, this is what happened when I got it, okay? I took it out of the bag. I looked at it, right? Super cool hand keyboard. I looked at it. I looked at the software online. I put this back in the bag. And then I put it right here. Thanks everyone for joining me. I apologize if my ramblings don't make sense. I'm going to be editing this in the order that I said it, most likely. But we'll see. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Stop by the stream, Nurse Huckleberry stream. We stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 10 p.m. Pacific time. We have a blast, so much fun. So if you like having fun, you know, people have described us as painfully millennial. If you're into that kind of thing, New Wayne's World. Yeah, Adult Swim situation with no budget, clearly. Oh, right. There's Nerd Huckleberry also. You're going to have to check that out. It's Wednesdays and Saturdays in the evening, usually starting around 8, 9, 10 p.m. And then the DJ show, we do a ska day on Tuesday evenings at 7, and then Wednesdays and Saturdays at midnight. We kind of just pick a theme and we go. It's requests only. We have a absolute blast, fun time. Now, I feel like I've talked a lot. This is the most I've talked on video in a long time. I'm starting to get hungry. Now, give it up for Nurse Huckleberry for filming this whole thing. I hope it's not all out of focus. I hope it's not all out of focus.
Probably. Mostly, it's probably just wobbly because I got real bad cramps.
Hey,
I got bad cramps.
I'm the only one that gets to be crampy right now.
But that's why I keep shifting because my cramps are so bad.
Luckily, that camera has built-in motion something
Yeah.
that may not be on right now. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Elgato for the Streamdeck Studio. Thanks, Elgato, for believing in us. I hope that we're not the only people that use your buttons for way too many things, because they can do a lot of things. And if you want to check out any Elgato stuff, we'll put a link in the description.